unemployment is 12%, and get this is interesting, unemployment for college grads is 22%. So it means you go to college and your odds of getting employed are diminished, but people still go to college because of hope. And why is that difference as severe? Because the skills they're learning are not what's needed in the labor department. And so, for instance, we lost our first program in June of '06 in Jordan. And we spent a lot of time in Jordan building the board and, quite frankly, figuring out what the heck to do. And we had meetings with the education minister of the time, a guy named Khalid Toukan. And over dinner, after like 3 dinners, because I really wanted to get the truth out of him, I said, Khalid, if we just could do one thing in this country, what could we do? Nothing else, just one program. Tell us. And he looked at me and he said, soft skills. I don't know how many people in this room know soft skills, but I sure didn't. I didn't have a clue what they were. You're educated, so I suspect the numbers are higher. But I didn't. The good news is I have an educational director who's really off the charts brilliant. And he explained to me what they are. And I said, okay, let's get some. They're needed. Let's get to the races. And so 60 days later, he called me back, and he said, okay, we have a program of soft skills, you idiot. And this program will be teaching youth how to write a resume, how to interview, critical thinking, leadership, team building, work ethic, productivity, what to wear at work, what not to wear at work. And we're going to do this with McGraw-Hill, and we're going to launch it at Al Isra University. Okay, we did it. 85% of our graduates got jobs. That seemed good. We then said, you know what? If it works in a university, what the heck? Let's really think out of the box. Let's take it to a slum and teach kids from a slum these soft skills. So we did. And astoundingly, we had virtually the same percentage of our graduates getting jobs. We didn't expect that. And what I learned, because we first did soft skills, quite frankly, I thought it was going to be a Band-Aid. I said, well, until we can do something real, we'll do soft. But it turned out soft is real. What it does is, in addition to giving the kids the skills, it gives them something that they need even more, something called self-confidence. It's amazing how transforming self-confidence could be. And I look back on my growing up in Brooklyn. We didn't have any money, but my parents inculcated into me that I could do whatever the heck I wanted to do. And therefore, I've been too stupid to know what I can't do, and things have gotten done. Well, these kids now have the same ability. They believe in themselves, and they make things happen. They have self-confidence. And so we teach that all across the region. We've translated it into many languages, and we sometimes teach it by itself. Another program that I'm very proud of is in Jordan, we take young men and young women, and by the way, I just want to diverge a bit, we are very disproportionately interested in training young women. Globally, and especially in the region, if you want to impact society, the way to do it is with women. In the Arab world, if you train a man, 35 to 40% of that revenue goes back into the household. If you train a woman, the numbers are 90%. So if you want to impact the next generation, that's the way we do it. And so a lot of these programs are focused as best we can towards women. And I say as best we can because these societies are not focused on that. And so there's a bit of a transition. And so the course that I was starting to talk about was taking youth that couldn't pass their high school exit exam. If you passed, you were just too high for us to work with. And we teach them air conditioning and installation. And we teach them soft skills so they show up on time and get the work done. We have another program started in Jordan, and that was suggested by our chair, a woman. And Tama came to us about 2 years ago and said, in Jordan, there's no decent course in land surveying. And we were shocked to learn that. And so what we did is we went and we built one. And she paid for it, and she hired the first 40 graduates, and it worked. And so a lot of what we do is in response to the need locally, actually all of what we do. For instance, in Gaza, we were training accountants. And the biggest issue with accountants is they had no ability to go beyond the textbook and really have real life experience and solve problems. And it was just evident. And so we went to the local university and we worked with them and we built a course in Colorado State University and moved forward with training that. And what we do is we teach, it's the capstone course of an MBA. And it teaches these youth how to solve problems. It takes them through 8 quarters of business and throws all sorts of problems at them, and they have to solve them. And when they finish it and they go into the real world, it's an amazing result. We were training these kids, and some of them went into the Gulf, and they went to work for CCC in this company that my friend, partner, Sama Khoury owns. And I remember after the first batch went to the Gulf, Sama came to Washington for a board meeting. We had breakfast before, and we go through all the amenities of breakfast and checked about his kids, my kids, and life's difficulties. And at the end, I said, okay, Summer, what do you think of these graduates? Are they succeeding? He said, we love them, we want them, we'll take as many as you can deliver. And so it's very focused on the need. Going over to Palestine, going over to West Bank, everybody there wants their kid to be an engineer. I don't know, when I grew up, if you were Jewish, every parent wanted their kid to be a doctor. Well, there, it's an engineer. It's just what you need to be. The bad news is there are very few jobs for actual engineers. So what we did is we built a course, and it's in construction management. We take engineers, and we teach them to manage construction sites. And then we place them in companies. And these are kids that would be totally unemployable. And we make them employable by giving them the right skills. We have another program in Palestine that I'm very proud of, and it's had initial funding from an organization called Drosos. Drosos is a Swiss foundation that's, strangely enough or wonderfully enough, made a point of operating in the Middle East. And they hadn't had anything going in the West Bank because they couldn't find a credible partner. And so they came to us and they gave us about $1.6 million to get off the ground. And we're training youth. We teach them business English. We teach them skills in soft skills, and we teach them mini MBA. We get them a job, and we monitor them as alumnus, and that has worked out very well also. And on top of that, we get other funding to augment that program. Okay, we have some pretty scary statistics coming up. There we go. You have a tremendous youth bulge. 65% under 25 years of age. That's pretty scary. And then there's this number by UNDP of 51 million jobs by 2020. The World Bank has their own number, and if you go to their website, their number is even scarier. They talk for about 100 million new jobs needed by 2020. So somewhere between 51 and 100 are jobs that are needed and that have to happen.